What's up, guys? Atapark here, and if you guys remember from last week, we had talked about ignorance versus stupidity when it comes to raiding. Specifically, that usually everybody is fairly ignorant. You know, you can do your research, but you may miss a thing or two. However, and that's okay. But however, when you allow yourself to completely not know anything, and you know that you have weak areas and you do nothing to fix it, that's when your ignorance becomes stupidity, and that's a huge failing point for raiding. And we talked about how if you look into LFR, one of the biggest issues with LFR, one of the biggest issues with this pug content within World of Warcraft is the fact that people simply do not know what they're doing, and they are not looking to fix it. So let's almost look at the other side of this coin. Although there are some big correlations, there's some big common factors here. And let's see if we can maybe broaden our scope of what the issue is within LFR, within pugs, and as a raider in general. So I will tell you guys from my experience in the Marine Corps. I deployed out to Iraq back in my first deployment around 2004. This was Fallujah, Iraq. This was awful bad times. For those of you that may be young and don't know anything about Fallujah, and I say young at 30 years old, please do your research. Check it out because you'll understand what I'm talking about. Fallujah was a bad place. Simply put, it was hell on earth. And one of the things that they had all around Camp Fallujah, they had all around all the other sites, I want to say they had these things around pretty much anywhere where there was a military force, at least Marines, was signs that said complacency kills. And it was drilled into our heads over and over and over again. Complacency kills. And it's not something that you think about often, but it's something that you really should, and that was the whole point behind the signs. What is complacency? Complacency is getting lax in your assigned duties, assigned responsibilities, becoming relaxed and letting things slide, letting things slip, not worrying about things. And we're talking about when you're out in Iraq, maybe you aren't paying attention to your sector as much. Maybe you aren't following what you've been taught because nothing's happened in a few weeks, so it's okay. Or the 10 other convoys that you've been on haven't been hit, so it's okay to not pay attention as much. And the point behind those signs was the fact that is when shit is going to get real and bad things are going to happen. When you let these small mistakes slip up, that's when bad things happen. And unfortunately, in the Marine Corps, it's not a raid wipe. People die, and there is no trying a second time. People don't come back. And it sucks. But if we take the life lessons that at least I learned there, and we kind of transition it over to raiding, you can look at small mistakes, small things that people forget to do, that people don't care about doing, that cause issues. Perfect example, and I hate to admit it, was yesterday. Last night, my guild ran an alt Hellfire Citadel run. We had cleared up the heroic content for the week. We had done some little bit of mythic content. And we simply wanted a chill night to gear up some alts, to maybe gear up some folks that needed gear, and just relax. It was Sunday night. We didn't feel like pushing hard into content. So I said, hey, let's switch over to your alts. If you want to bring your main, that's cool, but you're certainly not obligated to do so. And we'll jump into some normal Hellfire Citadel. We'll clear as much as we can. People got on. We formed an assorted group of about 670-ish item level. So you're talking entry level into Hellfire Citadel. We jumped in there. We cleared boss after boss after boss after boss. We got to Gorefiend. And we pulled the boss, and The end result was we wiped. And I looked at the logs and I asked people what was going on. Ads were everywhere. Ads were killing us. Alright, guys, you gotta kill the ads. Second poll. Pull the boss, same thing. Ads kill everybody. Third poll, same thing. Fourth poll, same thing. Fifth poll, same thing. And eventually I said, you know what, guys? We're done for the night. You guys aren't following the mechanics. We're done. Those raiders that we're talking, guys that are bursting 200, 250, 300,000 DPS, aren't picking up the ads for Gorfiend. We're talking guys that know with 100% no doubt in their mind what the hell they're doing, because these guys are doing mythic content and they're not switching to the ads on Gorfiend. And the great thing about Hellfire Citadel is it follows, for the most part, minus maybe the second phase of Tyrant Valhari, it follows a very simple raid strategy. Kill the ads and then the boss. So it's not like there's any confusion about what to or what not to do. These are guys that have done the content, that have cleared the content for 8 months now, and I will continue to harp on that, I promise, until Legion is announced for a release date or get more content. But these are guys that know what the hell they're doing and specifically chose to not do that. And was it a gear issue? Maybe. Was it any other issues? Maybe a healing issue, a tanking issue? Maybe. But when you're talking about a raid that is able to clear the content on heroic with ease and jump into mythic content, but on an alt cannot grasp the concept of the DPS priority, there's a problem. And that right there is complacency. Somebody else will get it. I don't have to worry about it. It's not a big deal. It's okay. We'll kill it. I don't have to switch to it immediately. How many times have you as a raider heard, stop your cast and switch to the ads? Stop doing what you're doing and switch to this. Whatever you're currently doing, drop it and do X responsibility. Because when you choose to not do that, you are being complacent and you are letting yourself fuck up. You're letting your raid screw up. You're letting yourself and your fellow raiders play like crap. And complacency kills. Whether it's on the battlefield or whether it's in a video game, the concepts are still the same. If you, in your head, go, I don't have to worry about it. Somebody else will do it. Not a big deal. I'll get to it when I get to it. You're not going to win. Or what's going to happen is somebody else will have to pick up the slack for you. And none of those scenarios are fair for anybody. So, if you are in that mindset, get out of it. And instead, switch over to, once these ads come out, I'm going to kill the shit out of them. Nobody else will be able to touch them because I kill them so fast. Not only will your raid leaders be impressed, your DPS numbers will shine. Plus, you can talk shit to everybody else. It's a win-win-win situation where everybody's happy, ads are dead, and you can switch back to boss. Don't be the guy that says fuck it, because it's a horrible path to travel down. Guys, hopefully you like the content that I'm spewing out here. If you do, give this video a like, hit that subscribe button. Both of these things encourage me a great deal to continue to put out the content that you see here. Immensely, immensely, immensely motivating to see likes and subscriptions on this channel. Till next time, guys, I'll see you.